Hello, I'm Paul Seven Lewis, and welcome to 1 Minute Theatre Reviews. The Three Musketeers, adapted by Sydney Stevenson and starring Robert Lindsay, is primarily an audio play, but with a visual accompaniment of animated illustrations and occasionally of actors using Zoom. Its intention is to satirise both Zoom productions and amateur adaptations of classic books. It would like to be one of those shows that are so awful they're funny, but comedy is hard, and as Frankie Howard once said, comedy is more difficult to achieve than tragedy. And I'm afraid this play proves his point. There's a lot that could be funny, but it doesn't quite come off, and that's mainly because it covers such familiar ground. Well, that's the 1 Minute review. Keep watching for more about why I wouldn't recommend The Three Musketeers. We've had over a year now of attempts at streaming theatre into our homes, and one of the more interesting ways of doing this, especially in the early days of lockdown, has been through the use of Zoom. Sydney Stevenson's play may intend to satirise the Zoom boom, but it comes too late in the day, and in any case, Zoom satire has already reached its pinnacle with the conversations between David Tennant and Michael Sheen. So, we have a child interrupting proceedings by calling for a biscuit. Someone unwittingly letting people see that he's in his underpants. Someone forgetting to mute. You name it, we've seen it all before. And the other would-be funny strand running through this adaptation is that it's amateurish. So there are anachronisms, such as a modern ferry port, or an objective to end plastic pollution, or a reference to the Eiffel Tower. And some of the jokes, frankly, needed cobwebs dusting off them. I mean, does anyone find a reference to royal balls funny anymore, outside of Panto? And then there's characters repeating what the narrator's just said. So, on the road, our travel-weary hero stops at an inn. I am travel-weary and I am stopping at an inn. Well, this can be very funny. Take anything by the National Theatre of Brent, or the Play That Goes Wrong series, or a play like The 39 Steps, or even Ernie Wise's Plays What I Wrote. It's been done before, and much better. To avoid showing that this play was actually mostly recorded in a studio, visuals are provided in the form of a deliberately crude cartoon which has minimal Sorry, it's my new cat. Anyway, as I was saying about amateurish, visuals are provided in the form of a deliberately crude cartoon, which has minimal animation and no people. Unfortunately, this only served to remind me that the cartoon D'Artagnan and the Three Muskehounds was a very good example of how to tell a simplified version of Alexandre Dumas' story. It's all a bit of a shame because the cast is very good and is led by the excellent Robert Lindsay, whose name will probably sell quite a few tickets. And I'd also pick out Anthony Eden, who does well as the harassed author and as D'Artagnan. So this production is deliberately bad in a way that's intended, at least, to be funny. About 3/4 of the way through, presumably with his tongue-in-cheek, Robert Lindsay interrupts to say, "This is the worst adaptation I've ever read. It's like some silly amateur jaunty comedy. I'm ashamed to be involved. I'm better than this." Well, many a true word spoken in jest. I give The Three Musketeers 2 stars. I hope you enjoyed this review, or at least found it interesting. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, 1 Minute Theatre Reviews, and you'll be the first to know when I've got a new review or feature appearing. You can also listen to me on Box Office Radio, where I do a Saturday show about musicals, and you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you for watching.